Hey, thanks for coming back to hang out with me. We are in my kitchen and it's time to do step 2 of the maple syrup process. So let's dive in. Okay, before we dive right in, I need to set the scene and give you a little bit of the background that we've done already. So in part 1, we boiled down the sap straight from the tree to, it's not as golden as, we probably should have boiled it down a little bit more, but this is what we're starting out with. And the first time we did this, we followed the instructions in the kit that we got, and it says to boil it until it gets to the point where it's 7 degrees above the boiling point of water, which for us is 212. So right around 219, 220. What we did was we used this candy thermometer, and it clips onto the side, and you can see it's got, you know, the stop there so it doesn't hit the bottom, and then it's, you know, it starts to take the temperature from here. That boiled down so much that it was hard to keep this covered. You know, it was at an angle, it was too far off the bottom, and I think we were boiling it a lot hotter than 220. You know, when it got up to 220 on this, I think it was a little bit hotter. So it turned into a thicker substance that we could not even filter through a coffee filter like it says to put it into a jar. Since it's been in the fridge, it looks a little bit thinner. So here's what we ended up with. It's a little bit thinner on top. I'm not really sure how all the way through it looks because we've kind of just set this and forget it. It's also a little bit crystallized around the edges. So if you have any ideas of what went on here, please put them in the comments because we're a little bit confused. We'll see how this one goes this next time. We'll see if changing the way we do it makes a difference. We did talk to some family friends and they said that there's a maple butter that you heat higher than syrup and it turns into like a butter consistency. And when we first did it, maybe that's what we had. It was kind of like a caramel, thicker consistency. It's thinned out, so I don't know if this is necessarily maple butter. I don't know if it's necessarily maple syrup. It's just maple something, and I'm sure we'll find a use for it. We'll probably try it out and see if it spreads on toast and what it tastes like. But again, please put in the comments if you know what happened here or what this is, or if you've done this before and you've seen this happen, because a little bit confused. So that's that. What we're gonna do different this time instead of the candy thermometer is just use this regular thermometer. See if that makes a difference. I did just make some blueberry preserves and used this, and it, you know, got up to 220 on this and it seemed like it worked out fine. So I'm gonna try it with the syrup and kind of ditch the candy thermometer for now. Yeah, it looks like there's also a couple different ways you can test it. If we had a hydrometer, which we don't, we could use that, or the dip method. So if we dip a spoon into it, the syrup will stick to the spoon and apron as it runs off. So I'd probably have to look up what that means if it aprons off. But it might be the same as like the jelly and jams and preserves. So we're gonna try it out. I don't want this to sit in the refrigerator for too much longer, so it's time to do it. All right, let's do it. Okay, so that works, but the coffee filter doesn't really want to stay up, so do it more slowly, maybe. Nope. Oh man. All right. Well, it works, but it just takes a really long time. Maybe I need to find some cheesecloth or something else. You can see that the sediment really just stays at the bottom, so I'm just gonna pour it in carefully and see if I can leave the sediment in the bottle. There. So I will leave that in there since that seems to be the dirtier stuff anyway. All right, so the burner's on. It's gonna start getting warm and start boiling, and I'll bring you back when we start getting to a boiling point. All right, so this one right now says we're at about 100. So let's see what this one says. Oh geez. All right, this one's at 124. So, yeah, maybe I just won't use this one. Man, that just makes me nervous because I wonder if there's a reason that it says candy thermometer versus just thermometer. But that's what happened last time. I think it was way hotter. So yeah, I'm not gonna use this right now. If you've done this before, let me know what you think and what you use to test to see if it's syrup, because that's going to be the hardest part, I think, for us, obviously. So any tips are appreciated. Something else I considered while doing this is putting this into this pot and let it boil with the sap that's in there now. I don't know. I'm not going to do that right now because I don't know. I don't want to ruin this if this is just ruined and needs to be thrown away or something, but let me know if that's something that you think I could do. All right, so that shows that we're almost at full boiling point. It was at 210. Boiling is about 212. Oh, there we go. 211, and it's getting up to a boil right now. So hopefully you can see that. Tried setting up the camera so the steam doesn't get too in the way, but we're about 212 right now. While this is boiling, I just put on another pot of water for the jar that I'm going to put it in just to sanitize that a little bit and get that boiling. Yeah, so holding strong at 212, which is good. So now it's got to break past that point to get up to 220 and we'll have some syrup, hopefully. I wish you could smell this. It smells so good. It's making the whole kitchen smell good. Yeah, they're still sticking around 211, 212. This part of the process took maybe an hour for us last time, and it started a little bit more boiled down than what we put in here. So I'm expecting it to take about the same. it's less than what we did the first time. So we might end up with a smaller amount at the end, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it works. Comment, let me know what you think, what if you've done it, how you're doing it better than I am. I want to learn, I want to make this better. So yeah, thanks. And don't forget, if you haven't seen the first video, part 1 of this process, go check that out too. It just shows the first step of boiling it down and what we collected from the tree. Also, another quick note, if this is the first video of mine that you've stumbled across, please consider subscribing and checking out the rest of my channel. My husband and I are just taking on new things. We just moved into this house last year, so we've been really enjoying, you know, planning for a garden, finding what trees or maples that we can tap and just do new projects and really, you know, make this house our home. So please consider subscribing and checking out what else we have going on here. All right, so things are starting to change here. It's getting really foamy. Like if I didn't stir it down, it might boil over. So that's a change. So let's see what the temp says. It's still 211. All right, well, I guess that change isn't enough to make syrup. When I take the temperature, I am being mindful to not touch the bottom of the pot with the probe, just so that I'm getting an accurate reading of the liquid only and not the bottom of the pot that's touching the burner. It's not feeling any thicker. It's just looking a lot different, so I think that's a good thing. Maybe we're close. It makes me feel better knowing that this is reading 212 when it's boiling, because that's the boiling point of water here. So that makes me feel more confident that it's accurate and I can use it instead of the candy thermometer. So hopefully that is the case. This did happen last time with it being more foamy. We turned down the heat, I believe, at that point, and kind of stirred it around where the candy thermometer was. So I don't know. I'm gonna leave it. It's on pretty much high heat. I think I'm gonna leave it there. It smells delicious. I kind of want to see what it looks like under the foam. Still just the same. Oh, 213. That's something. That's something. Okay, all right, all right. Something's changing. 213, 213. Woohoo! Really big foamy bubbles. Let's see what that means. 214. $214. Let's keep going. $215. $215. Ow, ow, man. Here we go. We're picking up on something. 214, 215. Come on. 4 more. Man, this is exhilarating. Look how big those bubbles are. Holy camoly. $215, $216. Oh my goodness. We're at $216. Okay, and I think once we reach it, I'm just going to take it off the heat. It says continue boiling until it takes on the consistency of syrup. And then it talks about filtering it. So yeah, I'm just gonna take it off the heat. $217. Oh my God. Okay. I feel like I am ruining this thermometer. Wow, do you see how much it's puffing up? Holy cow. 218. Oh my God, 1 more degree. And technically we're there. 219. Okay, all right. Oh, wow. Okay, holding on. I'll bring you in. Hold on. All right, so take a look at that. This is what we ended up with. And you know what? It honestly looks so much better than what we did last time. So wow, those bubbles were all the way up here. And it's like, there's no liquid in there. Okay. Should we put a spoon in it just to see what that apron test might look like? Yeah, I have no idea what that did. Well, some of it stayed back. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, now the book did say that if you use coffee filters instead of a bigger filter sheet, you have to kind of like force it through and they might break and you'll have to use more than one. So I have a few. I don't know how it's gonna work. I'll give it a try. It also said that if it doesn't work, if you don't have coffee filters, that you can let the syrup stand overnight in the refrigerator so all the sediment will settle at the bottom. And then like I did with the pouring the liquid into the pot, you just leave out the last little bit of sediment because it's at the bottom. So I can always use that as a backup if it won't go through the syrup, the filter. My pint jar has been sitting in hot water so that it's hot when I pour the hot syrup into it. I definitely don't need that big of a jar. Last time I got a lot more than I was expecting though out of that half pint, so I don't know. All right, let's try it. None of it's going through. All right, we're gonna lose the filter. It looks like maybe a little bit went through. Did it? Oh yeah. Okay, it's going. Let's see, maybe I have to. Oh no! Ugh. Bummer. All right. We're gonna go plan B and put it all in here and let it sit out, or let it sit in the refrigerator overnight. Dang. Let's do a little taste test. Oh wow, it tastes so good. Oh my God, it actually tastes like syrup. I think we did it. I should probably leave that on there. All right, let's do this. All right, well, there we go. This is more like the amount that I was expecting. And look at, it's still liquidy, which, let me go grab that other one. I mean, look at the difference here. This one, it's been in the refrigerator, so it might be a little bit harder. But I mean, it's crusty on the sides and chunky. This, that seems like syrup. It smells amazing. Everything that I've used is sticky, which makes me think I made syrup. All right, and I did it by myself. Maybe it was Brad's fault. Brad's the reason that this one happened the way it did. Let's just say that. No, just kidding. But awesome. That makes me really happy. I don't want to get too excited yet because who knows what this will look like in an hour. But I feel pretty confident. This is a lot different than the first time. So using the other thermometer instead of the candy thermometer, testing that out, realizing the candy thermometer wasn't showing exactly what the other thermometer was, helped. Probably will do that again next time, unless I find out that I'm wrong using that and the candy thermometer is a better way to go. But yeah, I feel really good. This is super exciting. So awesome. Well, thanks for joining me in my kitchen today. A little bit different than what I usually do, but you know, just wanting to show you all the projects that we're doing around our new house. And like I said, just making it feel more homey, making it more our own by doing these fun things from what's around us on the land and everything like that. So yeah, thanks again for joining me. Subscribe if you want to see what else we'll be doing. We've got some more garden projects to work on. We still have to get around to finishing those garden beds, so that'll be an upcoming video too, where we show you how we're doing our garden beds. So yeah, stay tuned for all that and hope to see you on the next one. Bye.